I've always had a saying that only a fool waits to learn from their own experiences. Hello and welcome to Rated You. My name is Kitui, or you can call me Q. Joining us on the show today is Ambrose. And Ambrose is someone that goes way back. That's why I'm able to just call him Ambrose. We have nicknames. Should I get into the nicknames?
Depends. Na ye tutambulira mpola.
Yeah. Ambrose Watanda is in the media industry. He is a photographer, videographer, and the host for Photo Conversations, one of the biggest podcasts in Uganda. Amina. I say Amina.
Miss Q, one of the biggest.
Amina. Welcome to the show.
Thank you so much. I'm delighted to be here. I'm excited to be here. And it's been a long time coming because we've talked about this show before in our normal,
our usual
in the corridors.
In the
but
corridors.
I'm glad that we are finally,
getting it out of the corridors and onto the screen.
Bringing it to the screens. And
wonderful.
For me, it's all about starting. Like
Absolutely.
You always say, start. So we've started.
Start. Tusimbude.
Yeah.
So speaking of Kusimbulo, we're going to get into your life lessons.
You know, for the men, they say, the darker the berry, the sweeter the juice.
The juice. Hello.
So as we grow older, we get more confident. As we grow older, we get stronger. Some of us, of course, if you work out or if you take care of yourself well, you could actually get stronger. It's like for the musicians, do you realize as they grow older, their voices become more...
Is this one of your lessons?
Yeah, I mean, like as you grow...
let's get into them then.
The darker the berry.
The sweeter the juice. I love that. Yeah. Let's get into your lessons. You have all the categories. Which category did you choose for lesson number 5?
For lesson number 5, it's finances because I'm not yet there.
Money.
So I'll put it at the end because it's a learning process. I can't say I'm very old.
Okay.
So I'm still in the learning process. So
we're closing with finances. What are we starting with? Okay. What are we starting with?
Yeah, maybe let's start with friendships.
Friendships. What's your lesson on friendship?
My lesson on friendships is that your old friends never change. You could get new ones, but keep your old friends. They know you better. They know where you come from. And even if you fell out with them, they start, I know him. We've known each other forever.
You remind me of a saying that when a blind man starts to see, the first thing he throws out is his walking stick. So basically what you're saying is keep the walking stick. Don't get rid of the old friends. What inspired this lesson for you?
I've had friends that I started with, and as we grew older, we actually grew apart. And it's not that we had any problems or any issues as friends, but it was an organic growing apart of, adulting.
Different paths, adulting.
Yes, adulting.
Yeah.
Some people decide, Uganda tagenda bakolera.
But are they the same as before?
Yes. Today, those friends are the same. You give him a phone call after maybe 6 months and it feels like yesterday.
Pick up where you left off.
So, and in hard times, they show up.
All right. So lesson number 5, definitely keep your friends. Lesson number 4.
Lesson number 4 is about career. I would say the lesson for me is, as a child, you know what you want.
We've all had those dreams.
It never dies.
No, they don't.
It never dies.
Yeah.
But society kind of shapes you to fit in. And my advice or my lesson is that stick to who you always were as a child.
Did you always dream about photography?
No.
Okay. Now there's a spanner in the works.
I didn't dream about photography, but it's now in retrospect that I realize that I was actually a photographer, but I didn't know that I was a photographer. Photography is not just about the camera and the equipment. It's about how you think about life around you.
Framing memories forever.
And even besides that, how you see things, perspective.
Yeah.
So as a child, it's now that I see I was a photographer because I was very imaginative.
I'm very glad you say that because this completely speaks to who I was. I loved artistic things. I loved to speak. I loved to all of these things. Growing up, I went into IT. I wanted to be an aeronautics engineer. Bjorna somehow, the path brought us back.
You wanted to be an engineer.
The path somehow brought us right back. So I see what you mean. So is your lesson on staying true to who you were?
Yeah, always go back to that child. That child was honest. That child was unadulterated by society.
Yeah.
That child was authentic.
The true version of you.
The true version of you is that
Very
child.
Nice. Very nice.
So go back to that child and think to yourself and be like, is what I'm doing in line with what I've always wanted to be?
With who my true inner child is. I love that. Let's get into lesson number 3.
Lesson number 3 will be health.
Is in health.
Yeah.
I feel like those are always lessons from like older people.
No. I think if you are above 30, you have a little bit of experience.
Okay, what's the lesson?
The lesson is treat yourself as if you're sick.
Treat yourself
as if you're sick.
As if you're sick.
Because you know when you're sick, you take good care of yourself.
You do. You start panicking and scampering. Organics, exercise,
so
what?
Act as if you're sick.
Yeah.
Because when you do that, then you're treating yourself before you actually get there. For example, you know how diabetes is now a thing. You know how stress is a thing, depression is a thing.
And usually by the time you find out you're sick, it's too late to do anything. It is
like sort of a prophylaxis, you know, you know, PEP, but PEP of health, of like, health. You know, let me behave as if I'm sick.
Yeah.
It's like when you go to like the streets of Kololo and you see how the rich elite people are, you know, running for their life.
Yeah.
You know, someone is limping, you got a stroke. Don't wait for that.
Okay.
You know, take care of your health, exercise, act as if already oli ku moringa, you know, all those things, all those regimens.
I hear you. Yeah. We've taken down 3 lessons: finance, work, and health. When we come back, we explore 2 more lessons and the coup de grace. This is Rated You. Lessons down, 3 to go. Kitui Flo is my name. This is Rated You, and I'm joined by Ambrose, and we're breaking down life lessons, and these could be absolutely critical for you. Ambrose, I love your first 3 lessons. Let's get into the last 3. Getting into lesson number 2. Where are we getting that from?
Relationships.
Yes, I love relationship advice. So what is your lesson on relationships?
My lesson on relationships is love is an illusion. A bit pessimistic, right?
I did not expect that.
It is an illusion, not in a bad way. It is a feeling, but feelings are fleeting.
Yeah.
So
is this lesson built from personal experience?
But
did you ever have your heart broken, for example?
Not once, not twice, several times. But as I grow up,
you still fell in love. You still felt it. So how is it an illusion if it felt real?
It is an illusion because it's ephemeral. It's fleeting. Yeah. It's a feeling.
It comes
today.
And it goes.
Yeah. So, and for me now, the lesson is that decide to love. Don't fall in love, but decide to love people.
Cautiously.
It's a cautious decision.
Yeah.
And I borrow this from an adage. My adage when it comes to relationships is, we don't love people because they are beautiful. People are beautiful because we love them.
Wow.
That's why when you go to your village and look at your grandmother with her wrinkles, you know.
Yeah, I love her because
you love her because she's beautiful because you love her.
Yes.
Love comes.
Yes, and her physical appearance
doesn't matter anymore. You know, so I feel that we get it wrong when we say I'm gonna
Njagala mukazi omulungi.
njagala mukazi omulungi. You know, that kind of thing.
Tell them.
So for me, I feel that when you love people, they become beautiful. And I'll give you an example. Have you watched those soaps where there's this hot model, you know?
Those ones.
There's that hot babe in the movie. But when she has bad manners, everybody hates her.
Yeah, she becomes a villain.
You
No
just wish she dies.
Yeah.
So you get that. Why do you feel that way? It's because of how. It's because now you don't.
The feelings are determining what she looks like in your eyes.
Eventually you're like, I wish they can kill her.
So it's the love you have for her that makes her beautiful.
Yeah. So and then there's this girl who actually doesn't look that you know.
Because
but
she's the damsel and she's sweet.
Everybody loves her, like, oh my God, you know.
Yeah.
And you fall in love with who she is as a person.
Yeah.
Not how she looks like, but she looks like the looks come in because you have now, you know, it's like how people treat us kind of corrupts us.
Okay.
And then we fall for them, you know.
Okay.
Yeah. So.
Wow. You already promised and teased us that lesson number 1 comes from finance.
Take all risks. You know, like fall along the way.
Are these financial risks, sir?
Take all the risks. And
that's a hard one.
And fall along the way. This is my opinion. It's not gospel truth.
True.
It's from my experience. When you wait for all conditions to be perfect for you to maybe invest, maybe to start a business, yes, you might actually get the perfect timing, but it will be too late. People that failed before you financially, but they continue to invest in things and try out things, you know.
Have you failed a few times?
Several times. You should have seen my first studio. even my own family told me, you know, but I soldiered on and I was like, you know.
Yeah. What's your biggest financial risk you've ever taken?
It's lots of stuff.
Yeah.
I'm into so many things. I invest.
Are you a reckless investor?
Yes, I'm a reckless investor because I get a vision. And I believe in myself and I walk into it. I've invested in a container house. It's like borrowing money in a pit.
Yeah.
And I learned more about containers after
you had already put money. Well done. Well done. So you've got your Chiboko live.
Burunji. But now I'm starting to correct these mistakes. So for me, finances, I'm not going to give you superficial advice of like, you know, man, I read this book and no. Just get in there and figure it out.
Now, we are at the ultimate one life lesson that you have, whether you got it from someone or it's from your own experiences. What is the ultimate life lesson that trumps them all for you? What is the code you live by?
The code I live by is that God is real. You can object to that, you can ignore that, but God is real.
Well, this is your belief, but the question is, what could have possibly happened to inspire such a strong emotion in you?
I've had. Now I'm going to sound like prophets. you know we
prophesy, brother.
You know we have prophets and they say things, but now this is personal.
Tell me.
And of course I don't care what other people think, but I've experienced God at a personal level. So when you experience something, even if somebody tells you it's not there, you're like, it's okay. It's not there for you, but it's there for me. Yeah. It's real in my life. It's like, someone is like, man, I don't care about failing my exams. And you're like, your name is real.
Yeah. You be alone on that table.
People can ignore God, but God is real.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's my ultimate that wraps it all.
Thank you so much for being a part of the podcast, but also for sharing such intimate beliefs that you hold dear. We truly appreciate you, Ambrose.
Thank you so much for grilling me. But I like it that you bring out the best of my own thoughts, and
I'm glad. I'm still stuck on love as an illusion, but I'd like to hear what your life lessons are. Do you relate with his? Let me know in the comment section. But also, who else you'd like to learn from? It's Rated You on Live Live TV. Kitui Flo is my name. Have a lovely day.